Hey, what's up everyone? This is your boy James and I am back with another video for you guys today. And today I just want to really do an interesting reaction video to a video that I saw on another content creator's YouTube channel when it comes to with like the gym culture, especially when it comes to with certain people wearing certain clothes at the gym and just noticing them, and just really, it kind of hit home for me too when it comes to not only with me being a advocate and all that when it comes to with fitness and wellness and self-care, but also in the gym culture too, or gym community, just like when it comes to just going to the gym on a regular basis, just like working out 3 times a week, and just really interacting with people who just want to just do the same in their own right, whether they're a man or a woman, or if they're transgender, or however they want to identify themselves too. Or so when it comes to with this video that I saw too on this, I forgot his name, certain creator's channel, but it's called Nobody Wears Clothes to the Gym Anymore and the Delusion Is Real. And this video is by her name is Janae Danielle. So I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, and nothing against you. I'm just really trying to pronounce your name right. But I saw this video on another content creator's video too, and I might have to put a post to the video that I saw this particular video on too, if you guys ever want to check it out too. So when it comes to with that, and it'll probably hit me when it comes to what the original video that I saw this video on too. So I just really want to just make my own spin to it when it comes to my reaction to this video by Janae Danielle. And when it comes, or I should say Danielle, if I'm saying her name right too. So I don't know, some of these interesting names are really interesting. It's it's not hard to pronounce, I just want to pronounce it right. But anyways, getting back to what I was talking about when it comes to this video. So with the first part of this reaction video, I'm gonna just play it and just really share my reactions when it comes to my feelings and thoughts about it. And then the second part, I'm going to really just break it down and just really sharing my perspective on it too when it comes to with this video. So you guys feel free to get your popcorn, your favorite snacks, wherever that makes you feel comfortable when it comes to with this reaction video, to really just be entertained and really just be educated if you learn something as well. So without further ado, let's get this party started, and shout out to Janae Danielle for making this video. So here we go.
You pull your pants down, you grab your chest, and he still doesn't look at you. You're gonna post online for the entire internet to see.
You cannot tell me when women go to the gym, they don't be wanting attention, bro. They go to the gym for attention, bro.
You were in the gym, getting your workout on, and somebody was recording you without your consent.
You look at any of their clothes for women who work out, everything is tight fitted, everything is painted to the body.
You don't have clothes on, you need to be out of here now.
I do have clothes on. This woman goes into a gym wearing nothing but body paint.
The gym. It used to be a place where people would go to tune the whole world out. Now it seems like the place where people go so the world can be tuned in. And with all eyes on us, it's no surprise that the conversation about what women are wearing to the gym and what people do at the gym have gotten so loud. But if you've been to the gym lately or scrolled on Gym Talk for about 2 seconds, you'll see why. Every day there's a new video, a new fit, a new debate spiraling out of control in the comment section. One side is yelling, let women wear what they want to wear, and then the other side is yelling, she's begging for attention. Meanwhile, there's a third group in the middle that's just trying to finish their leg day without winding up in the background of someone's viral TikTok. In today's video, we're unpacking the gym outfits, the gym algorithm, and why women are spiraling in the middle of it. Welcome to the Girl Talk you didn't know you needed. Now, I'm not saying you have to subscribe. You're classy, okay? I know you don't just give those away for free. But hopefully at the end of this video, we become bestie enough to where you feel like you could take that next step. This didn't happen overnight, Okay, gym culture didn't just poof into a performance. It's been slowly brewing, one influencer, one trend, one hot girl walk at a time. And every time someone questions it, the same tired argument pops up. Gym clothes were wild in the 80s too.
Y'all know how some people act all scandalized by how some women dress at the gym these days? Well, I saw a tweet earlier today where someone was basically saying that y'all would have a conniption if you saw how women dressed in the 80s.
Which, okay, valid point, right? But they're wild. Their V-cut leotards with the leg warmers wild was more about movement and not male validation. And y'all may eat me up for this, but I'm standing on it because a lot of the gym clothes that we wear today, they weren't just made for mobility. They were made to be watched. A prime example that I want to shine light on are the honeycombed, butt-scrunching, high-waisted leggings, aka the TikTok leggings that went viral about 4 years ago. They're basically the same leggings that
call it
people
yoga
wear
pants
at the gym
too,
today.
I
But it
noticed.
wasn't just the leggings, it was the reaction that followed behind it. The way they cinched, lifted, and framed the body. They didn't just hug the body, they highlighted it. And with the amount of videos showing boyfriends and husbands' reactions, it almost felt like satisfying the male gaze became part of the marketing ploy.
Y'all know those leggings that have been going viral on TikTok? I'm wearing them right now, and ladies, listen closely. You need these leggings. When I say they accentuate every crease, curve, literally everything is on point. I'm not lying. But on the other hand, they are borderline explicit, and you can literally see through them. So I cannot show you guys, but I can show my husband.
Hey, what's up? Whoa!
What?
Ooh! Your booty looks juicy!
So I'm curious.
That's actually cute.
It's just a question. Were these outfits made for the female gaze or were they made for the male? Comment your thoughts down below. Either way, the difference is obvious. Their outfits were bold in the 80s, but the culture back then wasn't built on being judged, watched, and reposted for the world to see.
Ladies and gentlemen,
God.
It was high energy, high knees, high ponytails, not high definition thirst traps for the algorithm. And to be fair, I get why people compare today's gym outfits to the 80s. The clothes were bright, the fits were tight, and there was definitely skin that was not afraid to be shown. But the intention was different back then. The focus back then was on comfort and confidence, not commentary and clicks. Okay, but some of you still think that the gym clothes today still focus on comfort and confidence. And that's where I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Because explain to me how a tube top that you're yanking up every 5 seconds is functional. If you can't lift, squat, or stretch without checking for stairs and nip slips every 5 seconds, is it really comfort? Genuine question. And I'm also gonna cut into the wound a little bit more and say these outfits weren't just made for movement, they were made for a moment. But less of a begging for attention moment. I'm speaking more on the pressure to be seen, to look good, and to be aesthetically pleasing. Mid-squat. Because when even our workouts feel like a runway, of course we're all tired. And that's why today's video is sponsored by Manta Sleep. Running on 2 hours of sleep and espresso is not the flex you think it is. Trust me. I've been trying to get better about actually resting and not just scrolling on my phone until I pass out. And Manta Sleep's masks have really helped with that. They're full blackout, adjustable fit, and they don't mess up your lashes, which is huge for me. I'm just a girl. And if you're one of those people who listen to ASMR and rain sounds to go to sleep, you're in luck because they have a Bluetooth mask where you can listen to whatever you want and sleep peacefully. They also have a silk option, so for my girls with naturally curly hair or tight curls who are used to sleeping in bonnets, scarves, or anything protective, we're resting and protecting. With summer coming and the sun staying out forever, my sleep schedule has been kind of rocky, but these masks block it all out and tells my brain it's time to go to sleep. So sleep like you've got no responsibilities and use my code Janae10 at mantasleep.com for 10% off for your very own sleep mask. But enough about rest, because gym culture never sleeps. It's always performing and presenting. The gym has now officially joined the That Girl routine,
gosh,
right
really?
alongside aesthetic morning dumps
Sorry
and
about
soft
that, y'all.
life starter packs. Matching sets, full faces of makeup, Stanley cups in hand, getting the perfect mirror angles. It's not just about getting strong, it's about looking good while at it.
Yeah, I come to the gym with a full face of makeup on. Very demure, very cutesy, very mindful.
And a lot of you are probably going to think I'm hating or being a pick-me, and you're going to think whatever your mind wants you to think. That's okay. But just know, it's not the outfits and the actions I'm judging. It's the pressure that comes behind them. Because when you zoom out, it's never really been about crop tops and scrunch leggings. It's about the pressure to constantly be on, which I've mentioned before in other videos, and that pressure is pressuring. The pressure to always look good, the pressure to always be aesthetically pleasing. But here's where it starts to get a little ironic. A lot of women don't feel comfortable wearing these gym outfits outside the gym.
You guys have said you don't like going to grocery stores in your little gym outfit, but have you been to a gas station in your little gym outfit? Because I don't recommend it.
And while a lot of you can argue, yeah, you're only supposed to wear these outfits in the gym, that's the point of wearing them in the gym, but don't you think it's a bit ironic that you don't feel comfortable wearing them walking to your car, going to the gas station, walking to the gym from the parking lot, which is understandable because there are creeps everywhere and we need to be very aware of our surroundings at all times. But that's what's starting to make this whole argument a little less logical, because we're dressing in ways that don't feel safe outside, yet we feel obligated to wear it inside the gym because that's the gym culture now. Every outfit has to look like the next girl, every set has to be aesthetic, every shot has to be in the perfect angle. It's not even about feeling good in your body anymore, it's about looking good while being watched.
I saw that! Disgusting pervert! That's absolutely unacceptable.
Whether it's strangers at the gym or strangers on your For You page, it's starting to frame us in a whole new light. One where the workout isn't always the priority, the presentation is. Suddenly, every rep feels like a reel, every set needs a ring light, because lately, gym culture isn't about physical performance, it's about content performance.
I don't like the gym no more. Nowadays, you go in the gym, it's a nightclub. Everybody think they famous because they
That's
got a
what I was thinking too. Really.
Everybody in their goddamn mama is a personal trainer nowadays. They don't got a mother thing to offer. Most of these women just go in, do a little booty shot video. Like, what? You didn't break a goddamn sweat. You got cameras everywhere and videos and God damn it. You can't even move to get to your next dumbbell without being on somebody's camera.
Ring lights, tripods, wireless mics. Y'all, going to the gym has turned into a full production. The fitness part almost feels like background noise. The real flex is how aesthetic you can make everything look. And look, I don't care what people do at the gym. If you were to show up with a whole camera crew, I would sip my water and finish my set. But let's not act like it doesn't shift the energy. Half the gym is filming, the other half of the gym is trying to finish a set without winding up as somebody's background extra. And honestly, when it comes to situations like this, there's no in between. You either have a reaction that is extremely kind, someone will literally tiptoe around a tripod like the person recording is on somebody else's payroll. They will do anything to not get in the shot because 1, people overreact, and 2, nobody wants to be filmed at their sweatiest moment.
That's true.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, you all good. Come on. You all good. Yeah.
But then you have reactions from people who are just straight fed up, moving people's phones, yelling at them, confronting them to their face. Y'all, people just don't give a damn.
Oh shit.
Am I gonna get a background and break your phone?
Yo, dude, don't you do that shit. The fuck? She could knock his ass out and get his ass fucking banned from that gym. The fuck? Hey, yo.
Sorry.
What's that?
Good, sorry.
Oh, studio.
I didn't
Shouldn't be
even
recording here anyway.
Sorry.
And suddenly, the gym's not a gym anymore, it's a stage. You're dodging cameras like landmines, you're stepping over tripods like they're gym equipment. Everyone's mic'd up, lit up, and showing up like it is press day. Are we doing deadlifts or are we directing a documentary? What's going on? And look, I'm all for people getting their content. I literally get it. But if anyone dares to call this activity out, suddenly they're the villain.
Tripod is crazy. Tripod is a little crazy. A little crazy.
Oh shit.
Are you an influencer? One day?
Yeah.
Call me Scar, because this gym culture, it needs a little push off the cliff. When people do call this behavior out, other people will say, just let them live, you're being a hater, just mind your business. And while some of these statements can be true, because some people are just living their life, if they want to record their little workout, that's cool. They're really not hurting anyone. They go up to people, you know, they let them know, hey, I'm recording, so you might be in the background. The other person is cool with it. Hey, everybody's happy. But we can't act like this shift hasn't changed the way we all experience the gym. If you're wondering who's to blame for all of this, it's social media. I'm pointing fingers, because this can go even worse than a cute little TikTok here, a gym vlog there. Let's not forget about this combo: a 3-second glance from a stranger, a dramatic caption from the person recording, and suddenly we have a predator at Planet Fitness.
Caught this man staring at me in the gym. He tried to play it off. Sir, please do your workout. Lol.
I hate this. I hate when there's 3 days. It makes me so uncomfortable.
Feral, like f***ing feral. There's mirrors everywhere, so it's like you can easily catch people. Act. I want you to watch very carefully. Watch. Is the 5 as 5 pounds?
There's this trend in the US whereby gym girls, they go to the gym and
why your shirt off, my boy? Yo, pause.
try to film guys staring at them just to create awareness.
But you got your shirt off, man.
But actually, it's more so for their own attention.
Or if you're at home.
The amount of times people who have just been glancing over at someone doing their workout, or maybe just looking a little too hard, or maybe they're just staring into space, daydreaming, and you just so happen to wind up in their point of view. They get recorded, posted on social media, and then their life is ruined. So now we have people who don't want to make eye contact, don't want to have basic human interactions at the gym anymore. The gym is no longer a space to just work out. It's a battleground for validation, virality, and visibility. And social media, it poured gasoline on the whole thing, because now every squat, glance, outfit, or background extra moment is potential content. And don't let it be recorded in 4K with good lighting. Now you're a laughingstock on someone else's page and you may not even know it.
Damn. Yo.
Because lately,
That's
the rise of filming
crazy.
people without their consent, that's a whole new pandemic. Now, I'm not judging women who feel confident showing up in what they want to wear to the gym. I'm also not judging the gym bros who record all their gym content, because a lot of that content is needed. But we have to stop acting like there isn't pressure, real pressure, to perform, to present, and to participate in these new set of gym rules. So now we're here, stuck in this gym culture that's less about form and more about fame. And yet, somehow we just accept it, because that's what the algorithm rewards. It's loud, it's dramatic. Hey, it gets clicks. Now, if you've made it this far, leave a purple heart down below and I will make sure to respond back to every single comment I can. Thanks for tuning in to the Girl Talk you didn't know you needed. Now, if you like this video, please don't forget to actually like this video, because it shows YouTube that you're rocking with me. Make sure to subscribe, comment, like, share, whatever classy people like us do before heading to the next video, and I will see y'all in my next one. Bye.
Okay. So that's interesting, and I'm gonna make part 2 of this video. So if you guys want to watch the second part of this video, feel free to just stick around and just really tune in. When it comes to with my reaction to this video, especially just watching it again, like just for my, own perspective about it, it's just when it comes to with the gym culture, and especially when it comes to like, people going to the gym and just really, working out and expressing themselves and just trying to stay healthy. It's just like when it comes to like even just interacting with certain people, especially if they're with the opposite gender, if they're just like the same gender too, it's just like I've noticed some stuff too when it comes to just going to the gym over the years. I've been to like plenty of gyms like by myself and with other friends too over the last decade or so too, and from what I can tell you, and just really being genuine and real with you guys too, it's just like it's like a double-edged sword sometimes. And I know I've said this a lot, but when it comes to with like the whole body positivity kind of a new community and movement, it's just like, I'm an advocate for just people to really just express themselves and really just feel comfortable within their own bodies, whether they're a man or a woman too, and want to express that in a healthy way when it comes to just wearing certain outfits that make them feel comfortable within their bodies, or just really to express themselves when it comes to with feeling confident for who they are and just truly doing that in a really healthy way. But also at the same time, when it comes to with how the gym culture has changed, especially when social media has been added to the mix, it's just really wild too. So like I know I've seen like women like this who wear like yoga pants and leggings and certain outfits too that complement their body, and they just like to just be confident about that and just really expressing that in a really confident and powerful way. It's just like I'm a man, so I can only speak from like a man's perspective, and I'm just speaking from my own experience. But when it comes to with the gym, it's just like different strokes for different folks, and sometimes it can really just be like a double-edged sword sometimes, because you never know like who's actually recording or who's actually just want to genuinely work out. And especially when it comes to with the gym culture now, like with TikTok and with Instagram, especially when it comes to with certain people just doing anything for views and just trying to just get a following, get some fame and all that too. So I'm just gonna really just scroll with this video and just really break it down too when it comes to with certain things. And like I said too, when it comes to with the body positivity kind of movement too, it's just like it's interesting. Like I'm a really big advocate of that, because it's like even before I was born, back in like I was born in 1988, so it's kind of like I'm a youngster to some people, which is understandably so. But at the same time, it's just like when it comes to with like in the 80s, the outfits back then, even before I was born, was very creative and very expressive. Like even just like with the fitness videos that you see like on TV, from what my parents told me, it's just like not only they're doing it to help people to really just get fit, but they're also really trying to generate an audience as well. Not like in the ways like social media does it, but back then, like without social media, you have your TV and you had like your newspapers and everything else, and that's how people, or even just got around when it comes to with the fitness stuff too, and just promoting that, and even like with Hollywood and the entertainment industry, and was promoting that too back in the 80s and the 90s too, especially when things were starting to change. And probably like around the early 2000s, things were about to change, I say for the good and for for the better and for the worse, I should say, just because it's like when social media came in, especially with during the MySpace days, and MySpace was like the first actual social media, and that explains how old I am if I know about MySpace being like the first kind of like should say like Facebook and Instagram and TikTok back in the day too. And just like there was a lot of fitness influencers who had their own kind of page and really had like a big following too when it comes to with that, you know, not just with like fitness influencers, but also sports entertainers, you know, people who were like athletes or people who were coaches or martial artists or sports entertainers, you know, those kind of things too. And rightfully so. Like if they love to promote fitness, they want to just help people to really just be comfortable within their own bodies and want them to help, you know, get fit and all that too. Even just help them with their nutrition as well when it comes to with being like, if they're any of the fitness influencers or like a dietitian or just like anything, that's really cool. I totally promote that, and shout out to the people who actually want to help people to really just be comfortable within their own bodies and really want to express that and promote their business when it comes to with fitness and nutrition and even with entertainment too, because you know we all love entertainment. I'm not gonna front, and just really being real with you guys too. Like, you know, probably, you know, for any men out there who love to watch, you know, wrestling back in the day too, in the 90s during the Attitude Era, there was like so many like crazy stuff happening in that time. But if you really just think about it, and especially with all that certain female wrestlers, I should say, but women wrestlers, you know, back then, or just to say entertainers who were women, were doing the most craziest stuff in bikinis and, you know, the bras and panties matches, the mud bath fights too, and all that kind of stuff too, like the bikini contests, you know, women who were just fit and natural and beautiful in their own right. And it's just like, even like now too, like, you know, women's wrestling is totally different. They're just as, you know, talented and powerful as the men, which is totally cool. And even with other stuff too, when it comes to with just like, you know, with people who want to just promote wellness and fitness and nutrition too. Like there's people who want to teach yoga and they love to teach nutrition, or they love to just really put their own kind of entertainment spin on it too when it comes to with that as well. So just really getting back to what I was trying to say too. So like back in the 80s, it's probably like the message was kind of similar to where it is now, but it didn't have like social media back in the day too, from what I can tell from what my parents told me, especially, you know, from my mom too, because she was like a fitness kind of a nerd too, God bless her soul. And like she told me a lot of you know, powerful stories or interesting stories too about fitness back in the day as well, which is really interesting. Just listening to that from, you know, in that perspective, being her son, and even with my dad too, it was really cool because he's a Marine and God bless him, you know, he's still kicking and doing his thing. But getting back to the video, it's just like, you know, even just like with like now, when it comes to with how social media has evolved from MySpace to now with Facebook and Instagram and, you know, Twitter, now called Twitter X, however you want to call it. It's just like people can just really, you know, promote their message, or I should say promote their message, but also to really just express their love, but also when it comes to promoting their brand, when it comes to being like a fitness influencer who love to just say they want to just help people to really just, you know, to help them to really just be confident within their own bodies, but also to really just to promote their brand basically. And I say there's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time too, it's just like it can really just be a double-edged sword to where people just use social media as kind of like a crutch to where they just want like attention, and they really just want, you know, overindulge with that too when it comes to with just, you know, making like certain shots or having like tripods, their camera phones, and even with cameras and too, in other ways too, or I should say cameras, and I think that's right, the right word I should say, cameras and all that. And it's just, it's crazy. It's a double-edged sword because, you know, with me as a man, I can't tell if I'm feeling someone or not. And but like when it comes to with this, like with people who don't feel comfortable about being filmed or don't feel comfortable about that, it's just really important to just to recognize that when it comes to with the gym, especially with what this brother was saying too about how most gyms nowadays look like clubs. And I was just thinking about this too the other day, which is really crazy, because even with when I just went to the gym the other day, I'm just going to share some quick stories with you. It was just like, I went to the gym at night. It was probably like around, I should say about 7 p.m. Pacific time, because I'm in Southern California. And it's just crazy how, like, you know, I just noticed like everyone in the gym was acting like they're in the club. They're just socializing, and they were just like working out too, which I'm not judgmental about that, but I just noticed the vibe about it when it comes to with people just like, just, you know, hanging out and just chilling, having fun, which is understandably so. It's like, hey, you want to just go to a place where you can not only get, you know, fit and be healthy, but also to really just congregate and interact with people who you really just feel comfortable with. I mean, to each your own, I guess, too, but at the same time, it's just like when it comes to like with being filmed, and even just like with, you just want to just like go to the gym just to work out, to really just de-stress from like a long day, from just dealing with people's bullshit, or just like dealing with other stuff too in your life that you want to just let go of in the gym. And you just go to the gym, and then all of a sudden you notice these weird things that are just kind of making you feel kind of annoyed. And I get that too, because sometimes it's just like, there was this one story where I just went to the gym. It was the previous gym I used to go to, and I just heard like some grunting noise, like someone is having sex in front of me. I was like, the fuck? I was like, but it wasn't that, but it was just like someone who's really making those grunting noises, like she was having like an orgasm, just doing like a couple set in a certain weight thing too. It was just like, whoa, like, and it was like, that's the craziest part about that. There was like a group of younger people there that was just like, it wasn't like the inappropriate kind of setting too. It wasn't like the most appropriate setting to really just hear that, because there were younger people who were actually there just like noticing that. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like listening to myself like, what is the hell was that? Like, the fuck? That was so weird. It's like, with me, because I love to go to the gym, I work out 3 times a week, working on my arms and shoulders, to my chest and abs, to my glutes and my quads too, and even my calves sometimes too. But it's just like when it comes to noticing those weird things people do at the gym, especially if they're filming themselves or they're making certain noises or anything like that, especially if it's like, not in the most appropriate setting, where younger people and even families are involved. It's like, the fuck? Like, why, why you gotta do that in that kind of setting? Because if you're doing that at home, just really making those, sexual noises, and you're with your partner too, and you guys feel comfortable about it, and that's a different story. But in the setting that's public and where families are involved too, that could really just rub people the wrong way. And just really, just saying that too, especially when it comes to with, let me see if I could find the other part too, when it comes to with just, let's see, I think it's here. Oh, wait. Oh, come on. Where is the other? Did I skip it? Oh, jeez, that was so quick. Yeah, so it's like, even like in the public gym too, it's like being filmed, like, as a man too, especially when it comes to just like interacting with women who are just like, want to just film themselves, if they're a fitness influencer or if they want to be an influencer too. I mean, I get it, because like if you want to promote your brand, you want to create a business for yourself, you want to help people to really just be comfortable with their own bodies, or just in their own right too, and just really want to express that within yourself too, when it comes to how you can really just do that, wearing a certain kind of outfits that complement their bodies and all that, which is cool. But then at the same time, there's men who don't want to be filmed. They want to just mind their own business. They're not people, people person, or if they just want to be left alone too, which, you really got to respect people's boundaries about that, especially if they're a man or a woman, because, there's days that people are okay with being filmed or they don't mind, but also at the same time, it's just like people don't want to be filmed, or even just like if they're cutting it into like a certain shot too, or even like with this next clip that I saw too. Let me see if I can, yeah, I think it's this one right here. So yeah, this situation I was talking about when it comes to, let me see if I could play it. Oh wait, did I skip it? Yeah, just like with this guy just walking in the shot, like, that's kind of rude of him to really just do that, because it's like he didn't consider her boundaries, he didn't respect her as a person, and it's just like, yo, like, why you gotta be a dick like that, man? It's just like, the fuck, like, maybe she's just doing that kind of set just to promote her brand or anything like that. I don't know this woman, so shout out to her. I'm not being judgmental whatsoever, but at the same time, when you just walking in and just like with that too, it's just like, I don't know, it's just crazy. And it's just like, in this kind of situation, things could get ugly real quick, because like this dude, he was being mad disrespectful to her too. And I'll tell you this as a man too, especially for men who love going to the gym, and just really, if you've been in these kind of situations before, just really being careful, man, because if like someone like has footage of you, and especially if you're being disrespectful towards somebody, especially from the opposite gender, and if you just waltz in there and act and just really just causing a scene, and just really just causing a scene, being mad disrespectful, it's just like you're on the verge of not only being canceled, but also your gym membership being revoked too. And that's gonna suck for you, because if you love to work out at the gym, or if you just love to just work out with your friends too, it's gonna be like oh shit, like I got canceled and I can't go to this gym anymore because I'm banned from just harassing somebody too in a really disrespectful way. So it's like, damn, it's just like, when it comes to with this video, and I mean with this part of the video, and it's just like, just the way he cussed her out like that, it's just like, yo, like, if she had like a partner and that he heard him say that about her, he could get his head clean, knocked the fuck out. Like, he'll get knocked out real quick if another person said that about his girl. I don't know who says she has a partner or not, but when it comes to with that situation, it's just like, yo, like, dude, you're just asking for trouble, man. So just like really being careful with that, especially for men out there who love to go to the gym, and just if you've been in these situations before too. And even just like with this situation too, with that, like I was saying, like when it comes to with boundaries, like, like people don't want to be recorded when it comes to with their workouts, just because it's like they just want to be left alone. They just want to work out, break a sweat, and just really go on without their day too. So it's kind of like again, like I was saying earlier, like a double-edged sword when it comes to with this situation. And just like they feel awkward about it too, and like it can really just put someone in a really pernicious situation to where they can get banned from a certain gym, and just like with other stuff too. And even like on social media is a beast like nowadays too, because people will roast you for the littlest things, especially if it's something that you said, even though you may intend it to really just be genuine and informative and honest. It's just like people will talk shit anyways just because they can, and that's like the nature of social media. Social media is a beast, and it's like a really double-edged sword and a crutch in a ways too, because it can be good to really just promote your business, but it can really just be awful for just like when it comes to with just people just spewing out the most unhealthiest stuff around, whether you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, if you're on Lemon, or if you're on Blue Sky, or X or even on YouTube especially. You know, it's just crazy out there how social media is, especially. So, you know, even being like an influencer too, and I know that word is just thrown out there too sometimes, and it's, you know, I'm somewhat of an influencer too, but I don't like to call myself an influencer. I'm just an artist who wants to just help people create communities and just really be there for people too, as a life coach and all that. So it's just crazy how like people will just talk the craziest stuff, you know. And even just looking at this part of the video, for example, too. So you can just watch that again for a second too. So let me get back there. Yeah, so it's, I don't know, it's just the gym culture is mad crazy now too, especially nowadays. It's just like, even with stuff that's going on here too. So, and it's like with this part of the video too, let me see if I could play it real quick. It's just like, it's really good that, you know, it's really good to ask for consent, like if people are in the background, if you just like, you know, you started recording, if you're like an influencer, you want to just promote your fitness business, and it's really good to ask people's permission if like you want to be in the background or not too, because most people aren't comfortable with that and some people are. So it's really good to know that and to really just ask people in a genuine way to really just, you know, if you want to be part in the film too or not. So it's like, people don't feel comfortable, they'll probably just move to a different spot, or if they feel comfortable about it and they're cool with it too. So shout out to this awesome person here too, to really just asking this man's permission to really just, you know, I'm gonna be filming, and if you don't mind if you're being in the film or not too. So shout out to her for really just doing that. That's like a really good step to do when it comes to with being like a fitness influencer, or like a, say like an entrepreneur, for example, as well. And so that's really cool on her part to really just doing that. And there's another part too that I want to see too. And so like, yeah, like this is the part that really just kind of like rubbed me the wrong way, because like this dude is being mad disrespectful, just looking at her inappropriately at the gym. And honestly too, I'm just gonna say this too from my own experience as a man, like there's beautiful women, you know, in the gyms that I used to go to, even the one I go to now. It's just like, I tend to really just, you know, I just like, oh, she's beautiful, and I just be on my way when it comes to just like, you know, working out and just breaking a sweat and doing what I need to do. But there are people out there too, especially to all the perverts out there, and especially the men and even women too, who are perverts, who just want to stare at certain people in a really crazy way. But at the same time, let me drink some water real quick. But at the same time, it's just like, you know, people would, if they kind of look at you in a certain way, they're lusting after you, especially if you're an attractive person, they'll just look at you and lust after you too. You just want to be in your space as well. And I'm not saying that the time that happened to me was like a long time ago. And it was just like when I was starting to go to the gym in 2012, and I noticed this woman who was staring at me for, you know, quite some time. I just didn't know at first because I was naive at the time when I was younger. Damn, what happened to my voice? Sorry about that. But getting back to what I was talking about, it's just like, you know, with the story, it's just like, I noticed it, but I didn't know how to react to that. And I just reflect on that story too when I'm meditating, and just even going to the gym, it's like, oh, that really did happen. And even with like the last gym I was going to a few months ago, I noticed this woman who looked like Megan Fox, but she was like, she was like a fit mom too, which is really cool. But when she was walking out and just dropping off her kid, like she gave me this really interesting stare, like she just like, I don't know, she wanted to hook up or she wanted to talk. I said hello, but she didn't say anything, but she had like a certain smile on her face too, which was really interesting. But I was like, oh shit. You know, and even like with friends that I used to go to the gym as well, like there's this couple of times, and even just like other times where like friends of mine who are the opposite gender, who are women, they were just lusting after certain dudes also, and even like with myself too sometimes. And even just there's one time where I was just a friend of mine asked me to record her just doing certain yoga poses, and which is I obliged to do it because she's a beautiful woman in her own right, and it was just awesome that I did that for her. But at the same time, I didn't expect I was going to record somebody, because I was just doing my own thing, working out with her and just enjoying her company. So it was just like, oh shit, like she want me to record her and all that. It was really cool, but at the same time I didn't expect it, because I was just doing my own thing, just working out with her. She'll show me some fitness tips to help me to stretch and to really just, sweat and all that. But, it was really cool down the road. But getting back to the point I was talking about in this reaction video, it's just like, with certain people, they don't like certain people just, looking at them in a certain way, especially if they want to just like be left alone. They want to just work out, break a sweat, to distress from their busy day just dealing with life. It's just like you got someone who's just drooling from the mouth, especially if they're like a man, if they're a creepy old man and all that shit. They're like, no, creepy person just drooling at them. Unless, I know there's probably like exceptions to the occasion, if it's someone that they're attracted to, and especially if they look like Brad Pitt or Idris Elba or Michael Jackson or whatever too, then they don't mind. But if it's like an average person and you don't know them and they're not attracted to them, they feel a certain way too. Or if they're creepy, if they have like really unhealthy energy too, especially, so they don't really feel comfortable with that. So that's just from my own experience with that too. I could be totally wrong about it, and if I'm wrong about certain things, just feel free to let me know in the comment section. So yeah, even just with that too, like look at this dude, for example, like the way that he's just staring at her too. I'm not sure if he was staring at her or if he's looking at a clock. I don't know. in this whole setting too, it's just like, oh man, it's just interesting how people will record you too, and it's really, people got to be really careful to just how they just like interact with people too, because you never know if you're gonna be recorded or not. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword too, and that's something I gotta implement as well when it comes to just going to the gym, because like this dude was acting like he wasn't checking her out. He probably was too, because men are visual creatures, and I'm a man too, and I'm a visual creature, and just really being really genuine and honest about that. It's just how certain men who just lust over and just really like to look at certain women's bodies. If they're looking at their hips, they're looking at their ass, if they're looking at their tits, they're looking at her skin tone, the way that she's positioning her body when it comes to the certain workouts. Men like to just really being detailed when it comes to with just looking at certain things too. And even just like with this video, this guy was trying to act slick, but he got caught in this video. So like, he's got to learn this lesson when it comes to just, being caught, just being staring at her too. So I don't know. And at the same time too, like I was saying earlier in this reaction video, it's just like, it's, with the gym culture and, how people want to just express themselves. I'm a totally advocate for that too. And just like with people who just like to express themselves in a really powerful way, even like with this guy too, he's probably at his home too, just, being shirtless. And there's women out there who like men who are shirtless and like to work out. I'm not going to be like a person who's like, hypocritical. There's women out there who like to see certain men when it comes to a certain bodies, whether they're black, if they're Asian, if they're, whatever too. And same goes with men who are attracted to women in the opposite way too, or even the same way too. Who knows? People like what they like, in the healthiest ways too, when it comes to with adults and with men and women and all that. So yeah, it's just like when it comes to with that, even just people talking about it too nowadays, it's just, I don't know, it's like, you know, guys complaining about how certain women record them, but at the same time, it's just like, you know, if they're looking at them too in a certain way and they're just like, you know, gawking and drooling and just want to, you know, just checking her out, it's just like, you know, you got caught. But at the same time, it's like, okay, I get it. You know, it could also just be like, it could really just be taken out of context if like someone is just looking around their environment, if they're just looking at another gym equipment that they want to just use, especially if it's another man wants to use like another gym equipment as well, and then he got caught just and assumed that they were just checking her out. So it's, I don't know, it's like a double-edged sword again too, because I like to work out and, you know, I like to just, you know, stay fit as well. So yeah, it's, I don't know, it's a double-edged sword too nowadays, you know, and especially, you know, again on social media, it's just like, you know, people would say the most craziest stuff, and you know, it's just like you really gotta be, you know, careful what you do at the gym. And you know, like the gym is it's a really special place where people can really just to, you know, to congregate, to really just, you know, relieve some stress, to get healthy, stay healthy. And I'm a total advocate of that too, when it comes to with just people who want to just stay healthy at the gym and want to just, you know, promote that in a really healthy way when it comes to with just like going to the gym and just like want to work out, de-stress, you know, meditate too, if that makes sense, because, you know, meditation and going to the gym kind of works in hand, especially if you want to be left alone, you want to be with your thoughts, you want to connect with your own body, just, you know, doing that in a really powerful way, practicing somatics and all that too. And so it's interesting, and you know, feel free to share your own feelings and thoughts about this reaction video too, if you learned something from what I've shared too when it comes to my experiences going to the gym and the gym culture and everything else, and especially with this video too. So shout out to I forgot her name now too. I think it's oh my gosh, damn, I forgot her name already, but I think I said it earlier in the vid too. So shout out to her when it comes to with this video. And I'll also post a link to this video as well that I saw it on the original channel too, which is a reaction video too, by the way. So if you guys ever want to check out those videos, especially when it comes to with everything else. So that's pretty much it when it comes to with her reaction video. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So oh man, look at these comments. That's crazy, man. People can really just be mad disrespectful at the gym, you know, so that's just crazy. But anyways, I thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll make sure to post the link to the original videos that I saw on this on the reaction channel, but also with the original video too, if you guys ever want to check it out for yourselves. You guys continue to stay safe, stay healthy, live your best lives, whether you're a man, if you're a woman, if you're single, if you're monogamous, if you're polyamorous, etc. And I'm looking forward to making more videos in the future. And yeah, that's basically it. So if you guys ever want to see more content like this, especially on my YouTube channel, feel free to subscribe, share this video to any fitness influencers and gym heads and gym nerds and fitness lovers and health nuts and out there too who love going to the gym and just really like to interact with people who like to do the same in their own right too. And yeah, I am out. So peace and many blessings.